All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Boost Live. It is a Tuesday night / Wednesday morning, or whenever you may be watching this. My name is John Nelson. I'm the plugin CEO of JKL Works and pluginbusiness.net. And we're on in multiple places here. We're about to add some more here in the coming weeks, including our new friends at Rumble. We will be all over that one very, very soon. If you all are on that platform, it's worth your time checking it out. If you're tired of the YouTubes and some of the influence that they have, of course, we'll still be on YouTube too, and that channel will get a major, major boost. So there are a lot of plans, but it's also that crazy time called the holidays. And so for the next few weeks, I wanted to do something here. It gave me an opportunity to showcase something that will not always be at this time frame. We will not always spend Tuesday nights talking about this specifically because we've got a lot of stuff coming for you that will frankly absolutely blow your mind from a business perspective. It's kind of taking what we do as a concept of plugin services and bringing it 360. If we can 360 degrees, if we can find more money inside your business than was on the outside without in like 45 minutes, without marketing, without running any ads or campaigns or anything like that, or spending any extra money. Imagine how much more we could add when we start bringing those things back. Not only actual ads and websites and things, but organic stuff like reviews and referrals and all those sorts of services that are out there. That's really what behind the scenes of what this plugin services is all about. And so that material is coming after the first of the year. But for right now, I want to introduce you to something we're going to call plugin service profiles. So we've been posting on here what a plugin service is, particularly in the Facebook group, not necessarily anywhere else. That's the Boost, the Boost Facebook group here that many of you are a part of. Thank you so much for doing that. But we're on some Facebook pages. We're on LinkedIn. We're in a LinkedIn group, and we're on YouTube right now. So, amongst other places. So, and there will be more. So we're really looking forward to that. It's going to be awesome. And but in the meantime, let's do this. This plugin service profile. We're going to take some time and profile like 5 different services, our high 5 services of ones that we've added. Are these the only ones out there that will do this? No, they're not the only ones out there that will do this. But I hope to give you some time, give you some connection to these, and then we'll see how this is gonna, how this is gonna play out. And then hopefully, if you would be so kind, where appropriate, there will be some affiliate links to them. You still get the same great deal, if not better. And we get a little something for referring them your way, or at least pluginbusiness.net does. So that's the idea behind this. If you wouldn't mind, if you're getting a lot of content out of all of this, that's really what we're putting this in for, because we've been looking for services too. We've been looking for opportunities and actions and ways to solve problems, and they haven't always been there. So this is really what I wanted to go through, so we can make that happen for digital marketers, marketing agencies, businesses who really want to get the most out of their dollar for what they're spending out there, and to do it right. There's a lot of trickeration out there, but there's also some really good people doing some amazing work for you, and producing a lot of money for you, and a lot of customers to help you grow your business and to help you thrive. And so that's what we really want to talk about in all this. So without further ado, let's dive into plugin service profiles. Now, the theme for this plugin service profile is local services. Okay, so these are different services that are going to offer, local options of things you can go with, to help your local services, to help your local SEO, to help your local presence in every way possible. Online presence is one of those things that it's a foundational service. And there's some other pieces of it that we're going to talk about, but they're all foundational services. They're not very sexy. They're not very, they're not the thing that's going to, get you in the front door with people. But if you do them right, and it doesn't take that much effort to do them wrong, to do them right. I mean, it'll take a lot of effort to do them wrong, but it doesn't take that much effort to do them right. And you can leverage some of these services. And the results you can get from that little effort, I mean, your clients don't have to know it's that little effort of attention. Now, that's not one of our options, so don't worry. So we are starting here with a service that I've been outreach to at times, but I have not set up a connection with them. They're called iReview. And iReview is obviously for reputation management and those of you who do that. So this is a service if you don't want to handle these things yourself, okay? They probably do some other things too. I'm sure they do. But reputation management is kind of their core, and they really kind of made a good white label experience out of it. In fact, we're here on the pricing page, and you can see, I mean, the more years you sign up, the lower that price will get. We'll see, look at the prices in just a second if you haven't seen them. And then you can have the number of sites. So this is designed for digital marketers. So you could change this. You could have 20 sites. You could have 30 sites. You know, the more you commit to them, the more they're going to commit to you. But it's the same deal. So now we'll just meander our way down here and you kind of see what you get. I mean, the prices are really pretty reasonable for this. And this is something, if you don't want to handle it yourself, there are some good counsel measures that you can do with reviews. I mean, just teaching your clients to respond is half the battle. You know, just teaching them if they're going to monitor, because you can set all this. If you have Go High Level or some other ones, you can set up responses and things to this that you don't have to use this. They have lots of strategies for reviews. But if you don't use Go High Level or you just don't want to handle it, and you would rather them, if they're getting a large scale of reviews, you know, because of your efforts, then this might be a better fit to respond. So you see, particularly these last two ones over here at the right, they have AI respondents. And so they can engage them in chats, they can engage them in different things. And so this is their pricing to do that sort of thing. So no link on this one, at least yet anyway. If reviews are the gap that you need, that you don't want to mess with, and you want to white label, then that is these people. I should have added in for testimonials. I'll be honest, I didn't. I have another service for a different aspect of this, but you probably may see it at the top there. But it's, you know, I should have added something like Video Ask. We will go through that in the future, kind of my experience with Video Ask and with some referrals and with some different things, the video sites for doing testimonials. It's a little different, and mostly in terms of people's reaction. The service works fine, but it's in terms of people's reaction to it is a little different than you might expect. So, but anyway, iReview is great for this. If reviews are your need that you have, you can pull this in on a white label basis, and they will handle that for you, and then you can offer that to your clients and go, or your businesses, and it'll go from there. You go for your customers, so or yourself if that works better. So somebody handles all this for you, so you don't have to mess with it. Okay, that's iReview, number one. Number two, Yext. You know it, you love it, especially if you have Go High Level. They've got a special little deal where they can do $37 a month. Now, Yext, if you go look at they offer a whole lot more than just the content. So Yext at its core is a name, address, phone number, directory listing, okay, NAP. And I always used to think that was something special. It just stands for name, address, and phone number. It's the online digital yellow pages that we have now that you know took the place of print. So Yext is kind of perfected it, except there are people who have, you know, sort of a love-hate relationship with Yext. But nonetheless, they do a service that, to be honest, there's not too many other directory listing services out there who do what they do. So if you need that done, they can, I've heard the number as few as 50 directories they can list you in, and as many as 70. I think it's 70 is the number, is the core number. And then they say here in their material that they link you to over 200 more third-party listings. So they got it going on. I mean, if you don't want to handle name, address, phone number, directory listing, it's something really simple, then they will do this for you. what could be other options? Some of which they use. Yelp is one, or like a Foursquare, except I think they advertise on Foursquare, or with they synchronize with directories like City Search and Foursquare and the Maps sites and anything else to make sure that they're on there. So I mean, if you just don't want to mess with it, if you want to hand it to somebody and especially if you have Go High Level, this is baked right into Go High Level. You can actually resell it right there inside of Go High Level. If you don't have Go High Level and you still want to white label it and have it there, then great. This will do well for you. So this is Yext at yext.com. So, all right, now we're getting into some familiar territory that we have here. So the third one, and not everybody's heard of, except for certain digital marketing circles. But these folks are my neighbors, and this is a service that I've used. In fact, I was actually on the thing, except I hadn't used it in a while because I'm doing some retooling, but I'm going to come back. Andy, don't worry. So Andy Broadway and his crew, I don't think he's in the Facebook group that we're at yet, but I'm hopeful. We are in some other groups together, and so we are connected to each other. So he is the CEO. But there's a whole team behind what they do. Now, what is that? Citation Vault does, and so those of you in the world of SEO know that you have on-page material, you have keywords, and then the third component is backlinks. And the backlinks are like gold. They're like, the hardest thing to get and to come by. So that's the problem that Citation Vault solves for you. Does it do the rest of it and do NAP listings kind of as an existential thing as it carries along with it? Yes, they do. You benefit from that. But their core thing they offer is they fill in over 300 unique backlinks. They're not spammed. They're not AI. They're not anything else. There is a form that you fill out. So this is their getting started page. We're actually inside my account here. So, and this video explains exactly how it all works. And it's very reasonable. So then you fill out the form here, and then you write things about your site and your service and your company. And so what they do then is they take that and rewrite that in like 300 different combinations. They may use AI to do it, but it's not. So they can then rewrite that, and then they list it out there in 300 different directories. So imagine article all the others that it gets picked up by that. And so yes, you could have a Yext and Citation Vault combination and up that game a little bit, and that kind of gets into the neo SEO side of things. And then if you can, so that you can get your keywords up and going, you can get your backlinks taken care of. And then if you're really good with the on page with writing websites in such a way and web pages in such a way that you can fill out all that proper information, then you have SEO with surprisingly little effort, and you get a lot of it taken care of. We need to have a show sometime on neo SEO and finding ways to shortcut that. Now, there are some who dispute that are in this group, and they're SEO people. So, I mean, I know enough to be dangerous probably, but that doesn't, I mean, if you really want to see SEO done very well, is SEO done very well. And it's worth the price of admission, but as an add-on service. But it can get you noticed for a long time after some of these others don't. Now, see, not refreshed, they're going to run out. And Yext is like a switch. You stop the service, it stops the service. And so you're not listed as much anymore. And when those links start to go down, it's problematic. Whereas the advantage of a real SEO effort, and I'm not just trying to save myself, but the advantage of it, I've done SEO enough to know I don't want to do it. So I'm always looking for workarounds to it. But the advantage of SEO done correctly is that those can last a very long time and they can self-perpetuate whenever the client decides to stop. I mean, they will ultimately fail and the links will ultimately go bad, but it may take a little bit longer because everything is done well and coded well, and it can gain some momentum, where some of these others are like a switch. But if you want a good step in between for very reasonable, they have an agency version that's $297 the last time I checked, and they have a yearly plan too, directory. So if you have a lot of accounts, consider paying $300 for this thing and put them all on it. And you'll be amazed at what it does to get them attention. Is it the only thing you should be doing? Absolutely not. But is it something that will fill in some gaps and color in some things for you? Yes, it will do that. And so Citation Vault really has some value there in doing that. Don't have the link up yet, but if you do reach out to them, just please say that you found it from JKL Works, and Andy and company will take very good care of you. And you'll still get the same great deal no matter what. And maybe we'll get a little something thrown our way. Because we'll be reactivating our account very soon and adding 2 sites to it. But like just to be, I haven't had a chance to go back to it. So let's go look at my dashboard and you'll see why. So there are, come on, there it goes. The site takes a minute, but yeah, everything's disabled. Here's JKL Works. These others, one's a client and one's a project that we're no longer using. So Citation Vault, great service. And we will be back. So not to worry. And very, very soon. We just need to retool some things that we're working on. And there'll be 2 to 3 sites ready to go right off the bat, plus any of our clients. So, all right, number 4 item, Trustpilot. Now, this site is not new, but I'm new to it. Okay. So this aims to, it's similar in many respects to if you sort of combine iReview and Yext. You kind of end up in the same boat with this. But this aims to, Sheena Lee Kinnerly and company really talk about getting listed with a Better Business Bureau. And that still does hold some weight, even though the online version has watered the brand down some. That it's a little harder to get. But the idea, a little easier to get, I should say. And so it sort of diminished the value, whereas an old brick and mortar business having the Better Business Bureau label was a huge deal. That was a big deal of importance. But the online version still carries weight. It's still something that if you're a company that is very consumer facing, or your clients are somebody that's very consumer facing, that Better Business Bureau online does hold some weight. It is worth your time maybe to do that. As what you want to do. But Trustpilot kind of aims to do the same thing. It's seeking out reviews. It's very active about it, and testimonials, and putting them on the site. You have to keep feeding it. It insists you keep feeding it. And it combines that with some other things to boost your business. And to build the idea of a community. So it's a community around, different types of businesses. And so it is to get Trustpilot rated. They're very, very active about seeking reviews, whereas iReview just kind of deals. I mean, it does the other two, I'm sure, but Trustpilot is very active about used it. Any of you all who have, please comment. Let us know how it went. Same with any of these. If you've used iReview before, if you've used Trustpilot before, if you've used Citation Vault, there's a small but loyal group out there that use it. Then jump in there and let us know how that went. And certainly Yext too. There are I've gotten mixed reviews from Yext. I've talked to people that worked for Yext, and then they went into completely other businesses. But that was back in the day, because some of their practices they weren't as a fan of. But I think Yext has retooled since then, and so it's a little different approach versus what it was before. But comment in there, let us know how this is all going for you. Okay, So that's 4 services that if you want to incorporate them in what you do and what you offer your clients or what you use yourself to promote your business, you can't go wrong with any of these. Okay. They all have a little different service. They're sort of variations on a theme. And then I want to introduce you to my last opportunity. And I have been a customer of this, but I've decided to go in different directions. But I'm still could be an evangelist, because for the right companies that are very local facing, you can't beat this thing. It's called Locable. And Brian Ostrovsky and his group do a great job of this. They've even got their own versions of marketing training. He calls it the 3-4-5 method. And it's you have to go through and get him to describe to you what that is. But it's marketing advice that's good. I mean, I don't mean to downplay it at all. So it's this is a cool service if you do local stuff, because it's a platform all its own. And he'll tell you they started out life actually not as a marketing company per se. They started out life as social media writers, as content generators. They didn't do the local approach as much as I mean they do now, and they did when I've been a part of this and still have an active account. I'll show you in just a second. But this is if you have a local business, they give you a platform that you log into, and you can do blog posting. You can post things on your website. You can post. They have levels. You can post menus. They do online presence. They do reviews. They do everything. Their target, their avatar, folks, is Main Street associations, chambers of commerce, those types of things, to build up communities of local small businesses and to make it stupid easy for those small businesses to get the word out for non-tech savvy people. Or you as their guide to try to make sure that they get out there and they get online and that it's important. One of the other things that they do that's really cool is they have all their internal, they find all their different leads, all the businesses that they bring in, all the businesses that they scout or that have some interest at all. They build into this connected business mentality. So imagine combining a lot of local services with, say, something like an Alignable, only not as pesky. But they have you can search for businesses in your area, types of businesses, for names, for locations. And then you can connect to them. You can reach out to them directly through this internal system that not everybody else has access to. So it's a great way to do that. They link to nonprofits as well and community organizations. I mean, like sports teams or sports conferences and that sort of thing for kids, and all sorts of other things. But this is a great service to add on, and the price is really, really reasonable. Just their lower, they have a free tier. Actually, it doesn't give you a lot, but it gives you some. And then their next ones up are like $40 and then $70 or $80 and then $100 and something for the community organizer version. And they give you some really cool tools. If you are a community organizer and you want to sort of do your own thing, there's a lot of material, a lot of great stuff to get you started. Locable is fantastic. They don't have a direct referral other than to say, tell them JKL Works sent you when you do go through the process. And it will, just connect them a little bit and at least know that it's somewhere there. As I say, I've kind of gone in a different direction from this because it's not as local facing as I thought I would be necessarily, but who knows? I want to keep this door open, so I'll come back to it. But this is what my internal deal looks like. So you can do blog posting. You can do reviews and handle that. Mostly what they do is blog posting and newsletter generation. If you want to generate really cool looking little newsletters, they have great templates. Same with blog posts. It's really easy to do and to get the hang of. And then it's all baked in there. So they can, and then you have the connections where you can search companies. And you can connect to companies and you can connect to different things that are going on. There's other stuff that they offer too. If you're a restaurant, you can post your menus. You can have 2 or 3 of them. At the highest level that they do, they will actually build you a website. and they will maintain that website for you. So if your client is a local business, doesn't need anything special, but wants a good looking website, a really cool with everything plugged into it already, all of this stuff, and all you have to do is help them manage the platform, get them to build your website. The price is very reasonable for what they do. And so they'll put that together, and then they will connect it to all their services. So on the pages, you'll see blog posts on the relevant page, which is very cool. It's what you want to do. So it connects everything together, and Google loves that. They're connected to Google Business Profile. So you're a part of that too. They then connect you and urge you to connect to, say, local chambers of commerce, local Main Street organizations, local ways to get the word out about what you do for business to business type of things. There's multiple ways that you're promoting yourself. So it's a very cool service for a very reasonable price. And this is Locable.com. And Brian Ostrovsky is the gentleman's name who runs it. But there's a whole team behind him as well, of course, just like all of these. But I've had direct interaction. I've used it for a while. I had a deal for a directory service for a while where we were running a couple of local directories. And it worked pretty well. We're starting to get a little bit of traction and reached out to some nonprofits, but that's a whole strategy in and of itself. And the direction I'm going didn't have the time to devote to that I wanted. And so to do it right. So we decided to retire it for right now, but that doesn't mean that a local business really looking to get out there and connect is sort of the easy button for that, particularly if you want to help them, write some content and that really spread the word about what they do. This is a great place to do that. So there you have it. 5 different options for local services. I hope that's something that kind of helps you. We're going to post these eventually on pluginbusiness.net here. We're going to get this site a little bit of an update. And so you're going to be able to reach out and see the links to all these, and they will be here. And so if you're coming and looking for local services, you'll be able to search, and stuff like this will come up along with others that we find. So that's how it works. That's a plug-in business profile for you on local services. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some value out of it. Please do give these folks some business and some love if those are services that you need. And I appreciate your time. And if this is helpful, or if it's not, comment in about your experience in these different with these different services if you've used them, or any questions that you have. Put those in the comments as well. And we will see you guys around the internet. Thanks for watching.